I'd been married for 21 years, and the D word for me was never a part of my thinking. And I think that's what happens for a lot of people who, get married in their 20s and then they wake up in their 40s and have that moment when they're like, it can't keep going. You know that this is no longer a situation that you will survive. And so I knew I needed help, just walking through all of that. And so I started going to the refuge to just kind of unravel, my part. In our 20s, we're making the best possible decisions we can, but those decisions are also based on our own brokenness. We all arrive to marriage with a U-Haul of baggage and trauma behind us, but we have no tools in which to deal with those things. And then you get married and end up either making it through or not. Couldn't imagine not coming here. And so anyway, but it really helped me to not only walk through the divorce and what that meant for my kids, but really unraveling my past, before marriage and how that impacted the rest of my life. There's a lot of pride you have to lay down to go, yeah, I can't do this anymore. I can't walk this road by myself any further. To me, it's like when you're like purging your closet, and it doesn't look too bad, but when you start purging it and it's all on the floor, off the hangers, it's a giant mess before you get the stuff you're going to keep put back in the closet. And to me, that's what therapy was like. It was like putting my giant mess out there in the floor. The amazing thing about therapists, you come into the office and you think to yourself, I don't think I can say this out loud. And then you say it and they're like, oh, okay. I mean, it's like you just think you're going to shock them, and nothing shocks a good therapist because they've heard it all. And so I think there is such a power in sitting on the other side of someone who is ready to hear whatever you have to say, and they're not going to act shocked or surprised by it, because what they know is that, yeah, we're all broken, and we're all coming to the table with some sort of secret, some sort of thing from our past that we're afraid to talk about. And that's probably the thing, I would guess, if I were a therapist, that's the thing you wait for, is for the person to finally just come out with it and get it out there so you can deal with it. When I went through this series of therapy and I went through EMDR, it changed everything. It changed my life. It was like I was carrying around like 100-pound chain, and then somebody just broke it off me. I felt like I could be myself. I felt like I could handle stress. I'm remarried. I'm very happily remarried. And, but you get remarried later in life, and there are a new set of things to work through. And we both come here. And we come here separately, and we come here together. And I think there is so much hope in going, we do not have to do this by ourselves, because sometimes it is like simply, it's not possible. Hope grows at Refuge because people care. I always recommend Refuge because of how it's helped me.